Alright guys, this is a long overdue battle rep that we're doing. It's Dallas who's talking that you can't see, and Jody. We are doing a small point list, 1,500 points, and it's Daemons versus Bretonnia. We have already deployed, we've already vanguarded and such, and of course the Daemons have the first turn and are going to lay waste to the Brets probably. But anyway, Jody, go ahead and go through your deployment, and I will follow up with mine.
Alright, very small, only 1,500 points. I have 2 skull cannons, one here and one here. I have 8 Beasts of Nurgal. I have 27 Plague Bearers with a level 2 Herald of Nurgal who got Fleshy Abundance and Miasma of Pestilence. And then my BSB right here with the Locust that gives regen. And they each have a lesser gift. And on the lesser gifts, the BSB has a Noxious Breath, so Strength 2, no armor saves. I like that against Bretonnian. And then the other one took the Plague Flail, so +2 Strength, and any wounds caused, make a toughness test or take additional wounds.
Yeah, that worked out well for him.
It really did.
Really quickly, just to let you know that the dragon right there is some impassable terrain that we put down. It's not actually part on his deployment, although I wish it was rampaging monster going and destroying all the demons. Anyway, we got some forest over there, another forest, we didn't really call it, but I guess we'll call it a house. Makes sense. And we got a river and marsh back here. And then we'll go through my deployment. We've just to let you know, I am doing some proxying for this army at the moment as I'm filling it out and working on it. We've got 3 Pegasus Knights right there. Then we've got 2 units of mounted yeomen to get right there together, both of them with the musicians. Then we've got right next to each other 2 separate units of 12 Knights of the Realm. Both of them full command. The one on the left is just basic, nothing special about them. The ones on the right have the Banner of Eternal Flame, and also have a BSB Paladin in there that has the Enchanted Shield and Ogre Blade. And then I have a level 4 of Heavens back there in the middle. And the spells I got for that was Comet, Ice Shard Blizzard, Thunderbolt, and Curse of the Midnight Wind. So I'm looking forward to Curse. I think it's going to help out quite a bit, especially with all the poisons going on. I think it should help counter that a bit. Otherwise, we also have 2 trebuchets over off into the corner. Not sure if that's a great deployment spot for them, but they can hit everything it looks like, so it should work pretty good. Anyway, this is just straight up battle line. We're just testing out the armies, well, me more so. And we'll pick back up with the first turn of Daemons with Jody. Alright guys, we are at the end of Jody's turn 1. Go ahead.
Alright, well, for movement, I didn't charge. Don't know if that was a good idea or not. I figured if I would have charged them into the yeoman, he would have fled and I would have had to redirect and failed that. But I really wanted to shoot with my cannon. So I'll accept a flank charge and hope that I don't get a bad decision there. Other movement, just kind of moved up, not all the way I could. The flame banner kind of scares me because regen and everything. During magic, I rolled a 9 for wins, so I got the really nifty on a 6. It's a 3d6 scatter stone thrower, and it happened to hit the one in the corner, the only unit of his. And did 2 wounds on it, direct hit.
The trebuchet in the corner.
The trebuchet, sorry, yes. Trebuchet in the corner. Did 2 wounds onto it. And then in shooting, I was able to pluck the last 2 wounds off with a cannon. In fact, I rolled exactly a 2 to wound, so nifty there. So I got rid of a trebuchet. For my 9 dice of magic, I cast Fleshy Abundance on my main unit, so they had regen 3+. And then I cast Miasma of Pestilence on this unit and miscast. So it did go off. I rolled a 3, of course. So that's good for me. And then on top of that, I failed to wound myself, my wizard, with the strength 10. Only did 4 wounds to my unit with the large round template because of regen. And did not get sucked into the void. So all in all, pretty good day for Jody.
Successful turn 1.
Successful turn 1. So we'll see. I'm not as scared of Flame Banner now because I have the Miasma of Pestilence on. Maybe he won't charge me, and that's fine. But we'll see.
Excellent. We'll pick up with the Bretts, turn 1. Alright, folks, it is the bottom of 1 with the Bretonnians. Just to give you an idea what happened, here we go. The only charge I did was the Pegasus into the Skull Cannon with a flank. Other than that, I just moved up. I put my Yeoman over there to kind of block or give a possible charge. And my other Yeoman moved kind of out of the way for future use. Magic-wise, I got 10 dice. I threw a Thunderbolt at the Skull Cannon over there. He dispelled it. Then I Ice Shard Blizzard the cannon. I was able to get a Comet, which is where the dice is right now. And as well as I was not able to cast Curse. I was going to cast it on the Beast of Nurgal, and that did not happen. During shooting, my Trebuchet took a shot at the cannon as well and overshot by 6 off into nowhere land behind the cannon. So that was pretty pointless. Then we got to combat over here with the charge into the flank of the Skull Cannon. He did a wound. I did absolutely nothing because he made 2 freaking 5-up ward saves.
Both 6s, woo!
And then he rolled Snake Eyes on his, and it really didn't matter because he didn't take any wounds or anything. But he did fail his test to try to reform to face me, and so he's still stuck like that. So hey, at least I get another flank for 1 more turn. Other than that, this is just giving you an idea how everything looks. And we are going into turn 2 with the Demons. Alright folks, we have just completed the top of turn 2 with the Demons. And it's starting to get a little crazy with some combats going on. Jody, give us the rundown.
Alright, magic. I Irresistible Force, Fleshy Abundance. I got an 8. So every wizard took a strength 6 hit, rolled a 1 for myself, so I didn't take a wound. Yay! Lost D6, so I didn't get any more spells, which kind of sucks because I wanted to do something to them. Comet didn't go off. During charges, I charged my chariot over into his thing. Really, my goal there was to maybe get lucky and hold him up in combat with impact hits. As you can see, it didn't work out very well. I popped like a balloon. I did do a wound though. Ooh. Over here in this combat, he again whiffed all but 2 of his attacks, and I again, like a boss, rolled a 6 for my ward save and saved it. And like a boss, forced him to fail all of his saves. So did not catch them on the flea though, so he's over there next to the building. Wish I wouldn't have pursued now. Other stuff, that's really it. Not much. Did and wins get an 8, so they had to take a leadership test on 3d6, and of course they passed it. And that's it. So we'll see what happens next turn, as I guarantee he's going to start charging me, and we'll start seeing how my beast can hold up against cavalry.
Excellent. Alright, bottom of 2 with the Bretts. Alrighty folks, we are at the bottom of 2 with Bretonnians, and it has gotten a little crazy. As you can tell. Just to let you know what happened, I decided to charge both units into the beast, and of course made it because it was both within 10 inches, so it was no problem. Other movement, I was able to rally my Pegasus over there, and I originally put him about right in here.
Yep.
And my mounted yeomen were in this area, and the reason why was to hold up that unit. Well, that did not go so well, not one bit, because the Comet decided to go off this turn, which was A-okay, and I rolled a 10, which was just in the range of the Pegasus Knight.
Yep.
I should have noticed that, but oh well. I mean, what you gonna do? Didn't think I'd roll a 10.
True.
Anyway, I did a couple of wounds. How many?
3.
3 wounds to the cannon because it was strength 6. I did, I think, 2 wounds to the unit of Plague Bears, and of course the Pegasus Champion on 1 wound. He was not long for the world, and of course with my My general and BSB way over there. My mounted yeomen were on a 6, so they fled way over here, which turned out to be not a good thing because I was using them to hold up that unit of plague bearers. Yeah, that plan went swimmingly. Magic, other than that, I got 5 dice. I did Curse on the beasts, and I was also going to do Ice Shard on them, but he threw his dice and dispelled it. In shooting, my trebuchet took a shot at the cannon and overshot by 10 inches way off into the forest over there and did nothing. Combat-wise, it went pretty well. Not as well as I was hoping. My flaming banner did enough.
Oh, I had a rank. Put him back on there.
Anyway.
Sorry.
He challenged, and originally I was going to accept with my BSB, but as you can tell, if he accepted with this guy here, my BSB, that would have meant this whole line right here would get absolutely nothing on its attacks back because it was out of the way. So I strategically decided to accept with the champion over here so that I would lose this side here and here, but I'd keep all my flaming attacks, which was the point of the matter. I did a wound to him, and he did nothing back with his beast in the challenge. I did a few wounds. It wasn't anything major, but one pretty big by all my ranks and such. And he rolled a pretty good. He rolled 5 on his instability. So did a couple wounds. Apparently he got a wound back because he forgot his rank. Other than that, I am expecting a flank charge by the Plague Bearers probably, and so this might be a bad time for the Brets. We'll pick up with the top of 3. Alrighty, we are at the the top of 3.
Top of 3
with the Jody and the Demons, and they have been quite demonic this turn, I would say.
They were very demonic.
Go ahead and say what happened.
Alright, well, charges, because of his poor luck over here, naturally I charged into his flank, the unit that was there. That was my only charge, because this unit had nothing to do because he was facing the wrong way. So charged in there, moved this guy forward, took a pot shot, and missed horribly. Does he only have 2 wounds?
Nope,
Okay.
he's full up.
That's what I thought. In Magic, I got an 11, which means he has to roll for his wizard, and he failed the first roll, but made the second roll. Much to my chagrin, I was really hoping that I could take over his wizard. That would have been really cool. Just because it's never happened before. I got Fleshy Abundance off on this unit to give them the regen, and by doing that, he checked all of his dice to prevent Miasma from going off, which I think was a smart move, because that unit he wasn't going to attack anyways. In combat, I beat him by quite a bit, mainly because of the breath weapon, strength 2. I got a couple wounds off from that. And he had really poor rolling, unfortunately, and didn't get a wound off on me. So due to poor rolling on his part, I was able to beat him by combat res. And we had an interesting scenario come up where he fled. He only fled 6 inches, and I rolled a 6 to catch him, so I did catch a fleeing unit. But because both units have a rank, it's a random. You roll off to see which unit essentially goes after, which unit they flee from. So randomized, this unit is who they fled from. Because of that, I pivoted on my center, went to pursue him, so I wasn't able to fully get into that unit the way I wanted to. I wanted to be able to do a complete overrun right into his flank, but instead I had to kind of clip him, which it's better than nothing, but it limits the amount of attacks I can get in. And that's pretty much it. We're going to go into his turn. I'll be glad to get Curse of Midnight Wind off, because I think I've lost on average 5 wounds a turn because of it. So I'm rolling like 4, 5, 6s and re-rolling them for 1s and 2s. So we'll see what happens.
Alright guys, a really quick addendum. We did realize that we played that wrong. It was probably mostly my fault because I was hoping to not have the whole Plague Bearer unit into my knights. So we did do it wrong so that it was considered a new charge, so he did get to make his wheel and basically get the whole unit in. Looks like maybe one's off in the back there, but anyway, so that's a quick little addendum before we go into the bottom of 3. Alright, we are at the bottom of 3. It was my turn. Really didn't have a whole lot to do since I was in combat. My Reavers, they passed their test. Yeoman, I'm sorry. They look. Yeah, I wish they were. I wish they were Reavers. They passed their test. I left them there, thinking I may use them next turn. Just want to keep them out of any sort of range from possible charges or possible trebuchet fire. Anyway, during magic, I threw 5 dice, I believe, at curse, trying to keep the curse on the beast, and got it, but I miscast and rolled a 3. So I blew up quite a bit of my unit, and like my wizard didn't get sucked into the void, but most of my block of knights was taken out. Actually, that would have came in quite handy if I would have kept them, because I would have probably would have stuck. Hey, but that's the way it works. But anyway, my trebuchet misfired, so hey, gotta keep it up. And it just couldn't fire that turn. Combat came around, and he challenged with his middle beast. I accepted with my BSB. I actually did a couple of wounds because regen did not work, and that was pretty much it for my combat. He did some wounds, and then I fled because I was on 5s, I believe.
Yep.
And didn't. But he didn't catch me.
Nope.
But my BSB and my center are gone, so it's just my 3 people left with my general.
And to clarify, the reason regen didn't work is because I rolled badly.
Yeah.
Not because of Flaming Banner, because he didn't get that. Just want to make sure in case people are like, you didn't get regen. Why are you rolling regen? But
yeah, but when it came to actually attacking with my guys, I did nothing.
Nope.
Well, anyway, so that was 3. It's going to go pretty quick after this. We'll just keep going, see what sort of shenanigans can happen, I guess. And hey, we'll pick it up at the top of 4. Alrighty, guys. So we went ahead and finished out the game. I ended up with my trebuchet still alive with 1 wound left because they missed some charges, rolled double 1s on a charge, and my little yeoman took out the other skull cannon.
No, your trebuchet did.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
The trebuchet on the final turn dropped the direct hit after misfiring 2 times during the game, scattering off 10 inches all over the place. It finally got its act together and did a wound. So, at the end of it, we have the Bretonnians, who have just the mounted yeoman left and 1 wound on the trebuchet. And for the demons, they had 7 of the beasts left, and decent amount of the plague bearers.
Total. 6
So
total.
it was a resounding butt kicking to the Bretonnians, or against the Bretonnians. It was bad for the Bretonnians. I'll go ahead and give my thoughts as the loser and let the winner have his glory at the end. Really, going into this, I did not know what the heck I was going to do. I knew the beasts were going to be scary. I was hoping the Flaming Banner would get me through. The biggest turning point, although I don't know if I would have still had a good shot at it, even with it, but I was hoping. My best chance was when I had my Pegasus with 1 wound and the yeoman in front of the plague bearers right in the middle to hold them up while my 2 blocks were dealing with the beasts. And when the comet, my own comet, killed my Pegasus and made my yeoman flee, it turned everything around, because that gave the flank charge. It meant I was no longer steadfast, and he just mopped me up from that point. So that was the big turning point. I don't know if I still would have been able to do enough, really, because the beasts were just too scary. I mean, even if you, with Flaming Banner, you still, I mean, they still got the 5-up ward, even if I'm wounding. So, yeah, I mean, 1,500 points, I didn't have a whole lot to do against it. I did get the 2 skull cannons, which was, I guess, nice. Takeaways, I do like the yeomen. I think they are snazzy, fast cav, and them along with the Pegasus Knights fulfill something that we need for our side, which is some chaff that can help give us our matchups that we want. Other than that, it was pretty bad for the Brets. I will go ahead and turn it over to Jody to give some final thoughts.
Right.
And we'll wrap this up.
I mean, going into it, I figured that it was just a bad matchup for Dallas. After the charge, he only had strength 3, maybe 4, and no, strength 3, except for his Peg Knights. So he just didn't have, and even his trebuchets going after my blocks with regen, it wouldn't have done much. So it was a really bad matchup, especially once combat started. I agree that him losing all of that and letting me get the flank sped up the game quite a bit. My plan was to reform my unit to face his flank, and then charge a turn later. So I don't know if that would have saved an extra turn or prolonged it at least that much. I think I still would have been okay. It just would have taken a lot longer. The only real thing that I know that I think I messed up on was throwing my skull cannon into his general's unit. My idea was to pluck a few wounds off and stay, since I had the charge. But I got 1 wound off on impact hits because I rolled poorly and just didn't get anything else through. And he actually got a wound off on me and then popped me because I rolled bad for leadership. So that was my idea. I think I would have been better off moving it and getting better positioning and taking an extra shot, either right through his general's unit and trying to get some knights gone, or at his trebuchet. Otherwise, I mean, with beasts and plague bears, it's not always a matter of playing a good game. It's a matter of just staying there until you grind stuff down. So, I mean, only having 4 units, there's not much mobility-wise or strategy-wise I can really do other than say, bring it on. So it was a fun game. We knew going into it it was kind of unbalanced. But the reason we did 1,500 points is because our next Bromance tournament is going to be a doubles tournament, and it's going to be 1,500 points per side. So we wanted to...
Well, per team, per side.
Team, sorry, yes,
per player.
Per player. 3,000 points total, 1,500 per player, per individual. So we wanted to kind of get a 1,500 point list out, run it, see how it did, pros and cons, as well as give a little introduction into the Bromance tournament for the Bromancers out there who watch this and don't know about it yet or don't know that there's going to be a doubles. So we're going to have, hopefully, we're going to hammer out the players pack tonight, so we should have that up within the week. So everybody should be able to see that, and now that I've said that, we kind of have to. But overall, Dallas was a good game.
Absolutely.
Your dice were very poor. I apologize for that, sir, but you can't. Sometimes you have games like that.
Oh yeah, it was fun. My ward saves weren't clicking very well for me, but and hey, your regen was though.
Regen was. I love that regen.
All right, well, it was a fun game. It's getting late, so we're gonna end it here. And hey, look forward to more Bretonian battle reports as I get more models for my army and get that built up. So yeah, everyone, hope you have a good night and take care.